I would now like to invite our second speaker, Architect Uthra Mahmood, Team Lead at Unispace Architects, involved in various office interiors, residential interiors, project management for civil construction and interior fit-out projects.
Hi everyone, I'm Architect Uthra from Unispace Group. I'm really very happy to be part of this conference organized by SRM. As well as a proud SRMite, I graduated from SRM in the year 2002 as an architect. Then I moved on in my career and worked in a lot of architectural firms as well as developer firms. And first 10 years of my career, I was employee of various organizations. And then I moved on to start my own practice in the year 2013. I'm very proud and glad to be part of this conference and part of SRM Alumni.
See, the role of architect in a developer company starts with doing a project feasibility, concept design, approvals, and marketing and sales deliverables. Also getting involved in design and execution stage, and attending or conducting review meetings in a regular fashion. A project feasibility in generally we should apprise the management of the developer company on the road access, road width available for the proposed site, and give a valid reasoning for floating the project. Mostly the main reason would be location of that project, and suggesting the right product mix, whether it can be promoted as a commercial complex or a residential complex or as villas, depending. This suggestion for product mix involves, basically what could be the FSI derived from that, as well as what are the in and out projects available from other competitors. Concept and design, basic concept and design, so that the management will have a fair idea whether this can be dealt in-house or this can be outsourced to external architectural consultants and firms. In the approvals also, the licensing coordination, the resident architect is involved involved in certain projects, and in some projects it is outsourced to an external agency. So all these follow-ups with licensing agencies, statutory bodies also becomes part of a role of an architect. Marketing and sales deliverables is a separate topic where a resident architect is expected to give the marketing and sales deliverables in a format in which, if there is an external consultant, it has to be absorbed and it has to be given to the marketing and sales department in a way which is acceptable to their format. Design and execution mostly involves, it's a very elaborate thing. It involves material selection, going to sites, interacting with the site team, interacting with the purchase department, and many things are involved in design and execution. And attending and conducting review meetings as per schedule is again a role of a resident architect in a developer firm. So departments generally in a developer company are architecture and designs department, purchase department, sales and marketing, finance, customer relations, admin and HR, land department, and legal department, projects department. So end of the day, until the project is floated from concept, then it is launched, then it is executed. The designs department with the in-house architects led by an in-house architectural head plays a 360-degree role in delivering the deliverables to various departments of the developer company, which is purchase, sales and marketing, land, legal, customer relations, and project. So land identification, project feasibility, there would be several talks with the management, with other agencies regarding land identification, land bank identification. In some cases, the developer company will have a land bank by itself. Again, we as resident architects should be able to visit the site and check the road access, prepare a feasibility report, then suggest the correct product mix, and whether infrastructure is available, whether a proper motorable road is available or not, or the entire road stretch has to be developed to lead to that site. All that has to be studied, whether water is available, power is available, and all other infrastructure required for floating the project has to be assessed during land identification and say yes or no for floating this project in this particular location, in this particular land. Usually a project feasibility report has an introduction, a background information, requirements, evaluation, conclusion, and finally recommendation. So this is the interface between designs department and land department. So initially when the land department shares information to a resident architect, they give only a FMB sketch which is in meters, which is basically the field measurement book record or a patta. All these mentioning the survey numbers will be given to the resident architect, which again has to be digitized, and the terminologies like air, acre, hectares, all these terminologies has to be familiarized so that the input, this is the extent of the land and this is the land boundary. Usually in a FMB sketch, physical boundary of a site would not be matching with the FMB sketch of the given land. So that again has to be validated, and the close coordination with surveyors is required to ratify this. So we establish the site boundary correctly, and before going ahead with the next stage of the project. The concept and design stage, we get inputs from sales and marketing team on what could be, whether they also would be doing a marketing feasibility and a sales feasibility, and they would give an input like we prefer apartments or we prefer villas. Then again, what is the FSI achievable, what is the for villas, whether what type of villas we need to go, whether we need to go for twin or row, and what is the module they are expecting, so that has again a saleable pricing which has to be determined. And apartments, whether we are going for low rise or mid rise, so which will give us the maximum FSI. Plotted development and preferred sizes of each plot, all that in the concept and design stage has to be worked by a resident architect. So the concept and design brief is again either circulated to the internal departments as well as it is circulated to the external architects as a design brief to the external consultants if we are finalizing the external architect. Also the resident architect is also instrumental in initiating and fixing the external consultants like structural consultants, MEP consultants. We need to review the architect's agreement given by the external architects, whether the scope of services is fully holistic. And also we need to conduct regular design sessions. We need to consolidate the design brief, and we need to validate the design in terms of unit sizes and vastu, which is required by the sales and marketing department. This is a site, this in 2007, it is almost a 400 acres of land bank, and we were in-house architects of around team of 8 members who were asked to work on different design typologies. We suggested a IT park, then residential, then a spiritual center, then a convention center. All these modules were worked in various locations in 400 acres of land, multi-family housing, medical college. So all these were worked out, and finally what happened was we ended up in developing 110 acres in a span of 10 years. The main crux behind this 400 acres of land bank was the finalization of the master plan, and after the master plan is zoned, allocating the land and from finance team and from marketing team, bringing people to develop their industries or their colleges in this location. However, being a private developer, dreaming and bringing development into a place where there is no development is a very challenging task for a developer company. It needs a lot of patience and hard work to bring in the infrastructure, especially the roads, street lighting, transformers, leveling the land so that there is no water logging and all that. So the main important point in a big land bank is finalization of the master plan. How previously the land bank was like this, and then it was developed into various as industries, as college zones, as residential. The next developer company I was associated with is ETA Star Property Developers, and they had floated a project of 23 acres at Tandalam near Pundamalli. It is a villa project. The very moment we say villa project, 230 plots were purchased by ETA and Bashiam Group, and they floated villas in the phase 1. The phase 1 is 11 acres. So as resident architects, we did not have much design scope in terms of master plan, but we had design scope in terms of modules as plots. We had 1 ground plots, half ground plots, and we were asked to work on it. And this being a budget project, it was not outsourced to external architects. Could see that the location is off the Chennai-Bangalore highway after Pundamalli, a little bit inset. So the location was slightly tough, and what the management ETA and Bashiam purchased was 23 acres of plotted layout. This was the access road of the highway, and where around 1.3 kilometer stretch we had to get a PWD approval for laying the road to access the site. And this was the site condition when the project was, initially the land was identified for development. As far as the ETA is concerned, they are a well-established company with their presence in Middle East. Bashiam Group has also been in the industry for the past 30 to 35 years. Project initiative, we had many challenges. One is the location. One is it's already a plotted layout in which we had to develop villas. So accordingly, the project and product design has to be made. And the marketing and sales team had a budget, like they wanted to price the budget of a villa in cost of an apartment. Means they want 1,000 square feet, a 3-bedroom villa. So that's how we slowly derived at the product mix of what has to be taken up in this development. Phase 1, 1,90,000 square feet was developed, 180 houses. This is a satellite image of the layout. The architects were ETA Designs Department, headed by Mr. Prakash and myself. The infrastructure consultants were Mahindra Consulting Services, then landscape consultants Flora, and the construction was taken by a company called NA Divine Habitat Private Limited, structural engineering by SBS Associates. As in-house architects, we were involved in developing in 1 ground plot. We had to have 2 houses as twin houses, then 3 houses as row houses, and we had to design it in such a way that there is a lot of openness in the project. So this is the design of one product mix, which is the row house, where this is a 40 by 60 plot. 40 by 60 plot, we had to do three villas, leaving 11 feet open space on one side. Similarly, on the opposite plot, 11 feet open space on the adjacent side, and develop a 3-bedroom with in the ground floor having a living, dining, bedroom, and a kitchen with an attached toilet. The first floor had 2 bedrooms and 2 attached toilets, and then the access to the terrace. This is the model house of a row house. So where we had already designed, we had given the drawings and deliverables to the projects department to execute the model house. During the finishing stages, we had to finalize each and every material like the UPVC windows, grills, granite, and furnishing the entire 3 BHK. There the resident architect has to interact with the purchase department in selection of materials. This is the actual image of the site. As you see, we have left 11 and 11, 22 feet for open car park, and then 3 houses in a row. The facade design, basically we were left with rectangular spaces, so we had to break the monotony of the facade by introducing some horizontal louvers as plasterings and little bit of silhouettes and projections to make the mass little interesting. Chose green since it was a very peaceful and calm location. We thought of having a lot of greenery, so we also decided on the green palette for the exterior facade. Product mix 2, which is a twin house, which is typically again a 3-bedroom villa with a common wall between. So a 40 feet by 60 feet plot had a 20 feet frontage for each villa. 20 feet by 60 feet was the planned area for each villa with a common wall between. And it's again a duplex with the ground floor having a single bedroom, hall, kitchen, and in first floor 2 bedrooms and 2 attached toilets. So this is the next product mix, which were twin houses, and this is the model villa. So there we could see that there was another product mix which we developed was like detached houses, since the marketing and sales team gave us a feedback that because of a common wall, they still some buyers prefer a detachment from another house. So we also derived another product mix called Elite Crux, which is again worked out as 3 detached row row houses in one ground. These were further independent villas, and the clients were brought from the marketing and sales department, and as resident architects we need to sit down with them and customize them the plan and give them what they like. It was like a as you like it project with the help of a resident architect. This is the model house which was earlier done with a blue paint. Then we moved on and changed the color. A lot of deliverables has to be given from the designs department to projects department, working drawings, detailed drawings, interior detailed drawings, and samples for approvals. And we need to coordinate with Mahindra consultants for the infrastructure work. So these were the under construction pictures. The layout which was like this was finally slowly transformed with all infrastructure, amenities, water supply, drainage, entirely developed by ETA and Bashyam Group. This is the typical road cross section where given by the infrastructure consultants. And as a policy decision, we categorically decided that we will not have individual compound walls for individual plots, so that the entire township has lot of openness. Water supply system was through deep bore wells in 4 locations, which are sent to the underground sump and then to the overhead tank, and then given to the villas with a water meter. So the sanitation facilities, the underground drains, and then street manholes were developed before laying the roads. There were a lot of tasks which involved as a resident architect for 2 to 3 years working on a hectic schedule for this project, done in a phased manner. The twin villas, the independent houses, as well as the row houses were done in a phased manner. So which in phase 1 we were able to complete around 180 villas. Parks were also designed and executed. There were some time saving measures. For example, the compound wall, we did not go for an entire, the entire stretch we did for a little bit of fencing, a basic plinth beam, and then little brickwork, so that that entire 23 acres is having this kind of compound wall. We use solid blocks for construction instead of bricks, because the time for doing masonry wall and a brick is more than solid block work. We went for precast RCC cover slabs, which would again save time for the infrastructure work. So these were the villa project specifications, which was brainstormed in-house and then given during various project stages. When it comes to marketing deliverables in other projects, some high-rise buildings and all that, we need to give brochure content. We need to coordinate, get the 3D views coordinated from agencies which are outsourced walkthroughs. We should also give area statement and then the UDS statement, carpet area, then as per RERA. All these marketing deliverables have to be passed on to the marketing department. So the resident architect plays a key role in every project of a developer company. This was a 7-acre development in OMR, which is a high-rise building. This entire, our principal architects was Chitale and Son, and we were the internal resident coordinating architect within the developer company. So each sales team have a specific requirement. So we need to, for example, this is a sales team format which has to be given by the resident architect, which is required by the sales team for their understanding. All the split ups, the area in square feet, UDS, all that first has to come from the designs department. Then it is worked out for the marketing team to arrive on the total cost of the apartment. So this is another project, high-rise building at Porur, which is called Verde, and the principal architects were Zakaria and consultants. So once when they send the design in turn, the marketing and sales team says, no, we want Vastu, we want this, we want that. So again, we had to take a butter sheet sketch on that and then suggest them design, give them design suggestions saying this is what is required, and we want to detach the apartments a little bit so that there are less common walls or no common walls. So all this is done by a resident architect inside. So we should be able to understand what is the intention of an external architect and what is the intention of our in-house team on the project, and then we need to give our inputs which is given as a suggestion from the developer company to the architect, to the external architect, so that the project is in line with the developer's vision and mission. This in-house inputs have to come from the in-house designs department by the resident architect, so that the project is moved on from concept to design and from design to approval and then approval to execution. So again, in layout promotion, this is a 55-acre layout which was developed by ETA Star Property Developers at OMR. So this 55 acres of land, again we had inputs on the modules of land so that it is easy. The way the modules of land are, the easy is the saleability. Again, the FMB from the land department has to be superimposed with the physical survey drawing, and each plot has to be their survey numbers, respective survey numbers, which is again passed on to the legal team for documentation and for registration with the buyers. Again, an in-house work where the resident architect should be able to understand the physical site boundaries and the superimposed FMB and derive the survey numbers. Layout considerations from a developer angle is site location, site terrain, project saleable area, and project infrastructure. And layout design inputs, as well as establishing boundary and establishing the compound wall. The entire information has to be derived by the designs department to pass on to the marketing and sales department in every manner. For example, what is the area in square feet, square meters, phasing, road phasing, site dimension of individual plots, and designing entrance gateway and designing a compound wall. All that falls into the design department scope. Then the infrastructure works for that layout is done by the developer. As we see, as architects, we have 5 business drivers, which we see is assets, growth, cash, profit, and people are involved in this. Whenever people try to buy an asset or make an asset, it gives a lot of business to other people's like architect, licensing agencies, landscape architects, and as well as for building the building, we need people. All that is basically a business driver. This entire real estate industry is a business driver, and we should be very proud that real estate industry almost has 50 lakh people employed in this country, and we are only 90,000 architects in India who are coordinating with this real estate industry, giving inputs wherever we are. Really feeling good and happy and proud to be a resident architect in a developer firm. 5 years of my work, I really treasure a lot, which gave me a lot of confidence as an entrepreneur and move ahead in my career. Thank you.
Thank you, Architect Uthra, for sharing your knowledge on construction and interior projects. Now we will move on to a small sponsor break.
I have great pleasure in welcoming you all for the Let's Connect program of Nippon Paint India Private Limited. This program is specifically developed for the architect and the interior designer community to be part of the Nippon Paint family. Nippon Paint, as you all know, is part of the NIPSEA group, which is 137 years old, originated from Japan, and we have widely spread into all the Asian countries. In India, Nippon Paint was started in the year 2006, and that's when Indian Green Building Council was gaining momentum, and since the DNA of Nippon Paint is green, so we joined them in their campaigning of green initiatives, and we became the founding member of IGBC, Indian Green Building Council. And right from 2006 onwards, we have been associated with all their initiatives towards sustainable products and services, and we are the first company to be registered and certified as Green Co for all our manufacturing process, and the products which come out of the factory is also certified as Green Pro. Through this Let's Connect program, we would like to take your unique ideas and your projects through video shoots and sound bites to the industry people and to the audience who are eagerly waiting. Through this Let's Connect program, we create an opportunity for you to share your unique ideas and success stories. You will also have an access to be part of the AYDA program of Nippon Paint, and also into various architectural conferences, CSR activities what Nippon is carrying out in this country. AYDA is a very unique initiative of Nippon Paint, wherein it encourages and enriches the young architect and interior designing students across Asia, and we call this as Asia's Young Designer Award, wherein we want experts like you to mentor them. Through this program, we also create an opportunity for you to meet your peers and work with them closely across the globe. This platform also allows you to create an access to the tools and product information of Nippon Paint, and also there will be a dedicated Nippon team working closely with you. I once again take this opportunity to welcome you all into this Let's Connect program for a mutually beneficial experience. Let's connect.
Welcome to the course Color Psychology. The first module, The Background of Color, will give you an overview of multiple perceptions in color. We will learn about the scientific background.
I have scientific proof that white light is composed of 7 component colors Leuchtgebühr.
Understand basics of color theory. Take inspirations from colors in nature.
Context matters, you know.
Teleport to different time zones to get historical perspectives of color.
Is Greek architecture devoid of colour? Isn't it completely white?
And finally, dig deep into the human mind to get psychological perspectives of color. We will then go on to explore color in various spatial typologies of architecture and interiors. A transition from theory to practice would happen in the last module on practice and application of color. The journey would be immersive with fun quizzes and activities along the way. Join us in this colorful, fun-filled journey.
Hey!